Hi, Mark here, and I trust you're well. And I'd like to spend a few moments explaining my thoughts about why I own a V3, a 15-year-old camera. And firstly, let's get the disclaimers out of the way. I purchased this, my own money, used. It's my camera. Nobody has given me any money to talk about this, and any links that I share with you, they're the links that I'm sharing, and that's it. So I purchased this. I actually got this from an Amazon store, an independent store on Amazon. They were selling it as new, and it had a tiny little mark down on this corner here where my finger is, and it had taken about 1,000 pictures boxed, and that was it. Now, photographers, we go through stages of losing our mojo, for a better terminology. We get depressed, disheartened, whether it's frustration with capturing images, whether it's telling stories, whether it's gear, whether it's skills, losing momentum, whatever you want to call it. And I started to feel a little bit like this with new modern technology. It was so sharp. The characteristics were being lost with new technology. I know that's down to the photographer, and we were searching for the cleanest image, not darkest in the corners, all those gear related scenarios. We want the best camera, the best picture, and we're not focusing, or I felt that I was not focusing on the narrative, the light, the story, the emotion, the sense of enjoyment of taking photography. And I was having a conversation with a coffee with another photography friend, and we were talking about my academic practice and what is a camera and so on, and I won't bore you with that story. But one thing that the conversation flowed, and we know that it's about the lens. The quality of the lens is the important thing. But something we were just discussing, older technology, older lenses had a character, had a style, had a flair. And that got me thinking, well, what happens if I bought a 15-year-old camera? Camera, not just a lens, camera and lens. What happens if I had a digital camera with modern technology in post-processing? How would that make me feel about the image? And that's why I've got the Nikon V3. I wanted to see what the glass was like and the sensor with modern software, with the denoise technology we have, because at low light, this isn't the best sensor in the world. It's a sensor that's at 1 inch. It's a 3:2 aspect ratio, which is what I love about Nikon. The CX sensor, which is this, it's 1 inch. The DX sensors and the full frame sensors, they're all 3:2. So it doesn't matter what you capture your narrative upon, they're all 3:2 aspect ratios. And I love that about Nikon. That's one of my most favorite things, apart from color and the glass and so on. But anyway, so it got me thinking, how would a decade-old mirrorless technology work with modern denoising software? And I got this. So, got the grip and the extra buttons, so the extra function button here. So how I have this set up, this is a crossbody strap from Peak Design, which I absolutely love. I'm a bit of a Peak Design guy. I've got 1 or 2 of their bags, but I much prefer some of their straps. And what I've done is the function buttons. So F1 is metering, F3, which is up here, that gives me my ISO, because I always shoot manual. But F2, if you press it in, and I can turn, these are my picture styles. And I find that if I correctly expose, as in 0 underexpose, 0 overexpose, I get a nice exposure that with the picture recipes that I'm using, so Fuji, Provia, that's right, you heard me right. It supports picture controls, the same as the Z, same as the DLs, the DSLRs. You can take in your, there's T-Max there, gold. You can take your picture profiles in and use them on this, which is another reason why I love this camera. Optical viewfinder, flash if I want to use a bit of fill-in flash. I've done back button focus for my AE lock. Exposure compensation here if I wish to use that. So, but yeah, that's my focusing. A bit too close, I expect to focus here. There we go, near damn it. There we go, a bit too close. Minimum focus distance. But that's my focusing, shoot it on manual. My shutter speed, my aperture, and I've got on there the 10mm, and it's a 2.7 crop, so it's about 27mm field of view, 2.8, but obviously sensor size, you don't get the same depth of field, but it's so light, it's so nimble. And what this allows me to do is go out and just, with the dog, walk down my local streets and just take photographs. And I absolutely love it. And with the modern, I'm an Adobe software user, a Lightroom Classic, with the denoise that's available in Camera Raw, these come out absolutely crystal clear, pin sharp, absolutely lovely. So I would like you to consider looking at older technology, older cameras, whether you're a Canon shooter, a Fuji shooter, whatever, and have a look at getting old lenses and the original mirrorless cameras and look at the characteristics. And what I've started doing is getting adapters. There are C-mount adapters and putting different lenses on here. And I will be putting on here old manual Russian lenses and playing and looking for that atmosphere, looking for that emotion within images, and just literally enjoying photography again. It's ever so light. I'm not worried about the video side of it. It does, I think it's 60 frames, 1080. So it's HD quality. I'm not really fussed about that. It's just that I just wanted, you see a photograph and you've got a camera, not a smartphone. So I hope you'd like to subscribe, because I will be posting lots of slideshows all about my journey with my V3. And what I'll also be doing is I've got other lenses that I've ordered, and I've got a couple now that have arrived. I've got the wider lens. I think it's a 6.3mm. I think it is. It's a zoom lens. That's just arrived. I've also got a disposable, one of those disposable camera lenses for this, with it's 3D printed and it fits on the front. I'm going to play with that. But I wanted to share the philosophy, the emotion, the excitement that I've got back again for photography, my own personal projects in using old technology with new software, the compromises that we make with noise, etc., and that we can compensate for that in post. But go out and enjoy photography each day, walking the dog, and you have a camera with you rather than a smartphone. The act of photography. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'm going to tell you my journey. I'm going to bring you along, if you would like, along the journey of going out most days with this camera and sharing what I see. So I love this, absolutely love this. How much did I pay? Well, I paid quite a bit for this one, about £500. Unfortunately, I had a grant as part of my academic studies to use up. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so I purchased this, and I've got loads of lenses coming. And what I've also done is I've purchased a V1. I'm currently looking for a V2, so I can compare the experience of using older technology, digital, and modern software and how that creates the emotion. So if you'd like to subscribe, my books will be coming out regarding this, my zines and my actual books, all about this journey, the experience of the V3. Thank you for your time, and from one happy photographer, stay safe, take care, and happy photography. Bye for now.